Hello, my dear children. Welcome back to the class of motion. Children, in the last class, we studied two characteristic properties of translatory motion. One was linear distance, the other was linear displacement. So let's study the other three physical quantities which characterize translatory motion. Well, the third physical quantity which characterizes a translatory motion is linear speed. So what is linear speed? Linear speed is defined as the ratio of linear distance covered by an object per unit time. That is distance upon time. The ratio is called as linear speed. Well, it is a scalar quantity, and since distance is path function, therefore linear speed is also path function. As usual, its unit is meter per second, dimensional formula LT-1. Well, linear speed, which is the ratio of distance to time, is of two different types. One is instantaneous linear speed, the other is average speed. Well, the ratio of distance to time is speed, and if this time happens to be infinitely small or infinitesimally small, if this time happens to be infinitesimally small, dt, in that case the ratio is called as instantaneous, and if this time is finite, then the ratio is called as average speed. So let us understand in detail what is instantaneous speed. Well, instantaneous speed, as obvious from the name itself, is speed at any instant. The very concept of instantaneous speed seems to be absurd. It is not possible to find out speed at any instant. Why? It is simply because as an object moves, whatever may be the type of its motion, at each and every instant the object has a distinct position coordinate, and speed is always found out for a duration of time. So at every instant we can never find out, at any instant we can never find out speed, but still we use the concept instantaneous speed. So what is the meaning of instantaneous speed? Let us understand this. Suppose this is distance time graph of a moving object, and this object moves, say, from here to here, and the time when the motion started was t1, and the time when the motion gets over is what? t2. Well, at any instant t, the distance covered by the object is what? Say s. And at the very next instant, when the time is t plus dt, remember this dt is very, very small. dt is so small such that it tends to 0. We call it as infinitely small. This situation here is highly magnified. So in this very small time, there would be some very small displacement made by the object, and that displacement is what? ds. That will also tend to 0. So the ratio of this displacement, this distance ds to this very small time dt beyond instant t is called speed at instant t. I am repeating myself. The speed at any instant, if we wish to find out the speed at any instant, beyond that instant we take a very small duration dt, and in that very small duration, whatever is the distance covered, that is divided with this time, and what do we get? The instantaneous speed at that particular instant. So at whichever instant we want to find out instantaneous speed, beyond that instant we take a very small duration of time. In that very small duration of time, whatever distance covered is what? ds. The ratio of ds to dt is what? The speed at instant beyond which we have taken this time dt. This instantaneous speed is also first order differential of distance with respect to time. Well, if you look at here, this is time t, this is distance ds, this is time t plus dt, the distance is s plus ds. ds by dt is what? The instantaneous speed. And if we look at this portion, this is ds. Yeah, this is ds. And what is this? With dt. And if we magnify this situation, what do we get? If we magnify this situation, what do we have? We have here, this has ds, this is ds, this is dt, and this is ds. And this is what is ds by dt. So ds by dt is also the slope. ds by dt is also the slope of displacement versus time graph. So instantaneous speed means the ratio of displacement or distance to time beyond that instant at which we want to find out speed. At any instant it is not possible to find out speed. So what do? Beyond that instant we take a very small duration. In that very small duration, whatever distance is covered, the ratio of that distance to time is what? Instantaneous speed. And as far as average speed is concerned, it is the ratio of total distance covered to total time taken. If it is asked what is the average speed of the journey of the train or the object, well, the total time is t2 minus t1, and the distance covered is what? The length of the path. The total distance divided by total time is average speed. The next physical quantity for translatory motion is linear velocity. Linear velocity is the ratio of displacement to time. Its unit is meter per second. Dimensional formula LT minus 1. This is a vector quantity. Since displacement is a vector quantity, therefore velocity is a vector quantity. Displacement is point function, therefore velocity is also point function. As usual, as we have discussed in case of linear speed, this linear velocity is also of two types: instantaneous velocity, another is average velocity. Instantaneous velocity has again the same meaning. At whichever instant we want to find out the velocity, beyond that instant we take a very small duration, and in that very small duration the displacement made is what? ds. The ratio of displacement ds to dt is the speed at instant t, at time t, that is an instant. So beyond this time t we have taken a very small duration, dt, which is infinitely small. The ratio of displacement to this time is what is instantaneous speed, instantaneous velocity. Average velocity is the ratio of total displacement to total time. So this time is finite. If this time is finite, the ratio is average. If this finite time is infinitely small, the ratio is what? Instantaneous. This is, as usual, first order differentiation of the displacement with respect to time. And it can also be seen as the slope of displacement versus time graph. Well, the last quantity which characterizes translatory motion is linear acceleration. Linear acceleration, you all are aware of, is what? Rate of change of linear velocity. So if we divide change of velocity with time, what do we get? Acceleration. Since velocity is a vector quantity, therefore change of velocity is also going to be a vector quantity. Therefore this acceleration is what? A vector quantity. Unit of acceleration is meter per second square, LT minus 2. As usual, this acceleration is again of two types. There are two types of acceleration. One is what? Instantaneous acceleration. This instantaneous acceleration A is the ratio of change in velocity to the time in which the change is brought about, and that time is infinitely small. This time dt is beyond time t, the instant. And if it is average acceleration, if it is average acceleration, it is what? It is nothing but the ratio of net change in velocity, that is final velocity minus initial velocity, upon the time in which the change is brought about. So this is instantaneous acceleration, this is average acceleration. The concept of instantaneous and average remains same throughout. So before we wind up the class, let us work out a numerical. Well, if this acceleration is positive, we of course call it as acceleration. But if this acceleration happens to be negative, we call it as retardation. RETAR. Retardation or deceleration. Let us very quickly work out a numerical. Say, a train moves from station A to B with a velocity of 50 km per hour. A train moves from station A to B with a velocity of 50 km per hour and returns back, and the train returns with the speed of 40 km per hour. Now the question is, what is average speed? Yeah, and what is average velocity of the train? Now what is average speed? What is average velocity? Average velocity, as you have understood, is the ratio of total displacement to total time. So as the train is moving from A to B and coming back to A, so what is displacement of the train? Displacement of the train is what? 0. Therefore average velocity is what? 0, whatever may be the time taken. So what is average velocity of the journey of the train? 0. Why 0? Because total displacement is 0. But what about average speed? This average speed of the train is going to be total distance upon total time. What is total distance? Let us assume that the distance between the two stations is what? X. So train moves a distance x to, and it moves distance x fro. So total distance is what? 2x, x plus x. And what is total time? Total time is time 2. And what is time 2? Time is what? Distance upon, velocity, distance upon time. So time is what? Distance upon velocity. So time 2 is what? Distance x. Velocity is what? 50. This is time to move from A to B. And this is time x upon 40 to move from B to A. So what is numerator? X plus x, total distance. What is denominator? Total time. And if we solve this, what do we get? Yeah, we get it as 44.4 km per hour. So average speed is 44.4 km per hour. You can solve it. And average velocity of the journey is what? 0. So we'll continue doing the numericals from this very unit of motion. So we have come to the end of today's class, and we'll continue with some more very good numericals from the same topic in the next lecture. So until we meet again, goodbye.